Podcast. I'm your host, Russell, joined by...
To go boldly where no man has gone before. Ryan.
Morgan.
Alright, we have had the most interesting news week this week, people. It's
Indeed.
fall, games are out, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
I'm just going to go ahead and read the the list. I'm going to read the short list. There are some things on here that we may get to. Some things we won't. Here's the short list. The new Star Trek show. That Power Rangers things we talked about more, because I did some internet investigating. BlizzCon, Fallout 4, other games like Assassin's Creed and Halo. TV, movies, anything else, that's what we're getting to. I want to start with the Power Ranger thing, because that actually was fun for me. I got, I couldn't sleep. I love that idea so much, but the source was just so shady. Absolutely shady. And, okay. Oh, man. What am I... That's what's doing it. And let's go ahead and close Steam for good measure. I'm eating up my own bandwidth. That and my cousin's playing Halo on the Xbox right now, but...
We don't have a lot of bandwidth to start with in this area, so...
Well...
Yeah, we don't have the best internet either.
Yay. We're going, and worst case scenario, even if this live stream reaches no one right now, I have the audio backup, so there's always that. Tweeting it.
I feel like we should stop talking right now and just listen to Morgan talk for a little while. I love the accent.
Apparently, I don't even have that fake a Scottish accent. People tell me.
Morgan, you have one, and I would say, just from hearing it, okay, he's somewhere from the British Isles, but I couldn't tell you exactly where.
It's probably because I've moved about a lot. I was born in Aberdeen, I moved to Inverness, and then I moved to a bunch of other places, including Glasgow, and my accent is just a mess.
I do know you're not Welsh, because I'm pretty sure they sew marbles into their mouths.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of hard to speak clearly when almost everyone around you is incomprehensible.
Dialects. They ruin the ability to pontificate.
Yep.
And that's my $5 word for the day. But yeah, so we reported about it because I just caught it live. IGN apparently reported from a source, and I actually looked at their source, the website they were reporting that reported it. So pretty much any legitimate news site, and there were a few, even Crunchyroll reported on it. I did 2 bits of sleuthing. One, I went to every news Power Rangers fan site that covers news that I know is a member of the Power Ranger Power Force, which is a group of fans who get newsletters and sometimes early access to merchandise.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of that so bad, but their sign-up page has disappeared from the internet. So I looked into it. So none of them had reported it, meaning they didn't get anything about it. They received no news about it.
So, in other words, it's all wild speculation.
Well, I then found out where the news came from. It's from a website called Collider.
Never heard of it.
Sounds familiar.
They're a clickbait site. They'll report legitimate news every now and then, but to earn I'm on their page again. Just to earn clicks and to earn money from their ad revenue, they'll create stories.
Yeah, that's not entirely surprising.
And they create stories for clickbait. There's no substance to it. They actually, I think they spelled shuriken wrong. This. So, I did the first smart thing I did. The smart thing how we found out Dino Charge was going to be called Dino Charge. And Dino Supercharge. I went to the copyright page and searched Power Rangers. And then searched for everything filed under Saban. There's nothing since. Power Rangers Dino Supercharge. They haven't filed anything for any new one. So I looked at that and I was just like, huh. And this. Now, we don't know. There could be a realm of truth to that. But as far as we know, not likely. So, while I think it would be the greatest move because I'm so sick of 20 episode seasons with 4-month hiatuses, and then like maybe 2 to 3 week breaks between episodes, kind of tired of that. I miss my long 40 episode seasons. But,
40 episodes doesn't even seem like a lot, but...
Well, no, actually, that's a lot. Even for a half-hour show, that's a lot. When your average half-hour to hour show does anywhere from 24 to 40 to 35. But, yeah, so the Power Rangers Netflix thing is a rumor. If you like the idea, voice it. Like, tweet at Power Rangers and be like, yeah, why don't you move to Netflix? But, honestly, at this point, they can't talk about that. Even if they were, because I guarantee you there are legal contracts that would, if that was true in any sense of the word, that would keep them from talking about it. The only other thing that hurts the Collider story, other than everything seems logical, they don't list a source. They don't even list an anonymous source from Netflix or Saban Entertainment.
Yay, gag orders.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, the PC term is non-disclosure agreement.
Pretty much. But gag order works. But yeah. Other than that, let's talk about Ryan's favorite bit of news.
There's gonna be a new Star Trek series.
Oh, yeah.
I have a problem with it, Ryan.
What?
Episode 1 will air on CBS.
Oh, yes. I know.
And then the rest of the season will be made available for CBS's subscription streaming service.
Yes.
Ooh.
That is an issue. I think I've come across a petition somewhere that fans are, trying to prevent that.
Well, I know why they're leery about doing it. Is because, yes, CBS had gold with Next Gen when they were running Next Gen on like an 8 p.m. time slot on a Saturday. When they were running new episodes of Next Gen. But then they were like, okay, let's bank more Star Trek shows. And they banked Deep Space Nine and Voyager after like 3 seasons of, like even more than that, 4 or 5 seasons of Next Gen. And
yeah, DS9 and Next Gen ran 3 seasons together.
And then
and
Voyager ran 2 with Next Gen. And
yeah.
then ran 1 and then ran 2 more after.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it bit them on the ass. And while they kept all the copyright material to Star Trek that they could, like, that wasn't split between them and the Gene Roddenberry production company, it seems weird that now that there's this hype and this, like, admiration for more Star Trek, that they would keep it off television. I mean, yeah, both Deep Space Nine and Voyager, after their first initial seasons, went completely into syndication for their entire running. So I'm very confused. I'll put money on it that for you, Morgan, it'll air on probably BBC Two.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Because I know BBC America runs Next Gen right now. Like, they're the only network running Next Gen. So it doesn't
actually, I doubt that it would run on BBC Two. That's just a lot of farming stuff half the time. It sounds like a stereotype, but honestly, it's just farmland kind of stuff.
You are one of the few countries that have not developed yourself into sinking those damn islands. I do admire that, because there's still landscape in England. Whereas if you had been running, that country had been running the way America had been, there'd be factories everywhere.
Yeah.
There'd be an automotive plant, a power plant, a donut factory.
I mean, we've got a bunch of other channels, like we've got Fox and hundreds of others.
I know.
But like, the main ones do have a lot of farming.
You want to know what's sad?
What?
Your standard channels that anyone thinks of when you're in the UK, is the BBC.
Yep.
And they have a lot of great shows. Top Gear,
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Who, all of that. And most of those are on BBC One at different times. And
Yep.
you always hear these weird advertisements for go to BBC Two and check out this behind the scenes stuff for this show. But you guys are kind of like, we like the channels we get from you guys. Whereas one of the most successful American networks is BBC America.
Yeah. I will admit, we have some awesome channels and shows and everything, but a lot of the time it's the same stuff over and over here.
Yeah. The new
adverts, we have had the same adverts running for the last 10 years. I kid you not.
Man,
it's ridiculous.
I've never had this problem, and I'm gonna. Wow, we have no one watching right now. Oh wait, we have one viewer. I have no clue what to do here. Like, I'm watching our bitrate, and I'm just watching the color warner, and it's just like, it's like a freaking stoplight on steroids. Goes from red to green to yellow to red real quick. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm curious as to where this will fall. Ryan, you got any theories? If this will be post the movies timeline or post shows timeline?
Everything I've heard is it has put it in the Prime universe, following, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, all that, and completely ignoring the fact that the Abrams movies exist.
Hate those as much as you want. Like, there's there's that. I'm not just strictly talking to you. I'm talking about this. This is a new split in the Star Trek fandom. We finally buried the hatchet between Trekkie and Trek-er. I hate those terms.
Yeah.
Let's not get started on that. We had a whole season 1 rant about me and nerd titles.
Yeah. I remember this.
Yes. We finally put behind that whole, like, you're not a Star Trek fan unless you like the original series, to you're not a Star Trek fan unless you like Next Gen or the new stuff. The original series is campy and bad. We finally put that to bed. It just came down, I like Star Trek. Here's where I started. With most of the fandom. And now we've got this split again, being like, you're not a Star Trek fan, you're just an idiot who likes to go to the theater and watch a pretty movie. And
there's nothing wrong with a pretty Star Trek movie.
No, there's not. And here's the thing, don't get me wrong, I agree with Lamar Burton on the second movie. it didn't have Gene Roddenberry's message of, like, unity. It didn't.
No, it didn't.
But it was so fun to watch. I love what they did with the characters. And
It was a fun movie. It was a fun movie.
I love all the Wrath of Khan references.
Yes.
I own 2 Tribbles, so let's not talk about the fact that I don't love Star Trek. Their names are Bones. Their names, I named them. Their names are Bones, and that's the platinum one I have. And then the one I got from Loot Crate, because it's ginger, I named it Simon. So I have Bones and Simon.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily saying that they weren't following the Abrams universe because the Abrams universe is bad or anything. It's just there's that division in timeline that the movies actually created and have pointed out.
Yeah, and I like that division in timeline. I just hate that they're probably going to have to kill old Spock in the narrative. But Spock,
Well, there's kind of a
well, I mean, Spock's what? At that point in the timeline, Spock's 500 years old? Really?
no,
Pushing it?
not quite. Probably a little over 200.
And that's,
Because
and that's exceptional for a Vulcan, according to the expanded universe. Like,
yeah.
200 plus is pushing it. That's
Yeah.
like seeing someone here at 90. You're like, I'm just impressed you can breathe in the morning.
Yep.
But, no, I'm excited for it. I hate how they're handling it, but I'll find a way. Cause
Yeah.
Here's what I'd be okay with. I'd be okay if they do that. They air the first episode, and they do like, say, Crunchyroll does with their content. 1 week after the episodes air, they're available for free.
Yeah.
Stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with that. Or if every episode is just going to go live a week after the first episode, then in that same week you release the box sets and digital downloads for purchase. And I'd do that in a heartbeat too. I'd go buy this season just to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if it's garbage, I will put it on the back of my shelf and forget about it. And not support season 2.
Pretty much.
There is a lot of speculation, though, as to what the show is actually going to be about. Because
Captain
all they
Data
really
on the
said in that...
Enterprise E.
Huh?
Captain Data on the Enterprise E.
They killed Data.
Except they brought him back in the comic books. That's canon because he's captain of the Enterprise and he helps Spock build the jellyfish.
That is a sentence I never thought I would hear.
He helped Spock build the jellyfish?
Yep.
Him, and he was captain of the Enterprise E at the time, too. What happens, and they hint at it in the last Next Gen movie, was that his memories were starting to pop up in B4, I think that's his baby brother's name?
Yes.
Pretty much where B4 was just a blank personality slate. And was not...
Data took over because his programming was more effective.
Yeah. Which, mind you, creates an interesting crisis of anything for him. So,
Yeah.
Because he, like, so much of the movie plots were, I'm becoming more human. I'm learning. I enjoy it. I had flesh for a while, but that was weird.
Yeah. I also had sex with the Borg Queen, but
He also
we'll
had sex
not
with
mention
Tasha
that.
Yar. Like, let's not go there.
Data gets banged twice. Once it's the villain of everything, And the other time, it's Tasha Yar.
And both women died. Only
Yep.
one death was... Actually, even then they're not sure the death was permanent because her Romulan rape daughter...
Yep.
Oh, another sentence I didn't think I'd hear.
It's Star
That's
Trek.
real. I didn't want to hear that, and I.
Well, I mean, if you think about the Romulan Yar... what was her name?
Sayla. Sayla.
Sayla Yar? That's essentially what happens. As just disturbing as it is, yeah.
Lovely.
Yet somehow Tasha Yar survives the destruction of
Her whole
the
alternate
Enterprise C.
timeline. Yeah, and her whole alternate timeline. Because I'm not gonna, like, this is my favorite thing about all time travel. And I would love to just take time and, like, but it would take hours of editing and finding the footage and using the footage and then being like, don't sue me because I'm using the footage, but I'm using the footage in a critical manner, so it's, this. I would go through all of these and be like, alright, you see this here? Paradox! Just have it pop up in big bold letters while the scene's happening. And just keep flashing. Paradox, 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 paradox. Shit. I'd ruin a whole season of Doctor Who doing that.
I would kill you.
It would just... but, yeah. Though I do love the episodes of Doctor Who where the paradox is the plot.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one where Rose meets her dad is my favorite.
Yeah.
That is the best way to handle a flippin' paradox I've ever seen.
It destroys the world.
Literally, the universe itself is dying at that moment. And can only be restored if events are set back. Though I am disturbed by one thing. The
What's
fact
that?
Future Rose runs past Rose and past Doctor to prevent her father from dying, thus preventing her from going back a second time to that event, and then the older ones fade, not the younger ones.
Okay. That's confused me there, and what's really annoying is I'm going through Doctor Who again, so I'm going to get confused again.
Sorry, Morgan. But yeah. I'm excited for the new Star Trek.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to move on to BlizzCon, because as big as this is, there's not that much. I'm not going to get into the details, like the meat and potatoes of a lot of the announcements. We're just going to talk about the announcements. Let's do
Legion got a cinematic trailer. I still haven't watched it yet.
It's gorgeous. It is their best cinematic ever. Like, and trust me, I've got a few like Overwatch announcements that make me super excited. Okay, he mentioned Legion. We'll start with Warcraft. And I meant Warcraft as a whole, not just WoW. We got the cinematic trailer for Legion that looks amazing.
I've not seen it, but I assume it will look amazing.
Oh my god. I watched the panel where they talk about the technicals of that.
They're getting garbled on my end, Russell.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that's just you, because I know my bandwidth is going nuts. Like, our stream health is not healthy.
Yeah.
But we're trying. I'll slow down a little, maybe for your sake, Ryan. And the call health is, call health is normal. Okay, just some of the technicals they used to create this cinematic were amazing. To get the, blemishes and the blood, like, you know how some people have, like, older people, 40s later, have, like, the small red veins that go over their skin?
Yeah.
to put those on varying whim. They literally just took a picture of someone with them and copy pasted it, and then corrected it.
Yeah.
Like they went out of their way to do like that hyper realism, yet you still know it's not real. And the whole scene is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Sylvanas is a badass. It's just amazing. I'm like, that scene alone makes me excited for Legion. They talked more about the technicals, but here's one of the things they talked about that I'm really excited about. They explained, like logically and story-wise explained how demon hunters can exist.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how this works. Moments before the raid on the Citadel in BC, moments before, Illidan sends his Illidari, that's the name of the death hunt, the demon hunters, to a demon hunter world, a demon world prison. He sends them there to kill and get stronger. This is going to be the starting instance for the demon hunter hero class. They're going to get their powers by ripping them from demons as they kill them. It's pretty exciting. They're going to have an exclusive class-based mount like Paladins and Warlocks.
Yeah.
And when they come back at the end of it, and Shadow Song, the warden who's been hunting Illidan since he betrayed the elves, it captures the lot of you. And you guys are in this inescapable prison for the rest of eternity. And then what happens is your respective faction leaders come being like, alright, the Burning Legion's back, we know where they are, we need your guys' expertise.
Yeah.
At the same time, Illidan also betrays the Legion to side with his Illidari again. So Illidan, no longer a bad guy.
Yay!
Still a demon hunter. Still a demon, though. But
well, that's kind of an irreversible thing at this point.
Pretty much. But
I'm actually pretty sure it was an irreversible thing when he sucked all the demonic energy out of Gul'dan's skull. But that's just me. One thing I don't understand, and they might make mention of this and they might not, the entire existence of World of Warcraft now is a paradox.
Not really. Okay, when they changed the Dark Portal and went back into the past, they didn't go backwards, they went sideways.
So they just created a new universe.
They went into an alternate timeline. Yes, a different universe. So, multiverse theory.
Mm-hmm.
And
World of Warcraft started as a multiverse, but...
Well, they are space orcs.
Yes, I am.
Yes. So, Legion looks like a lot of fun. I've got a level 100 character. I'll probably pre-order it later this year. The betas, it doesn't look like... The tentative release date for it right now, and they said summer during the panel, but the one they have on the pre-order website, it's September 21st next year.
Yeah.
Now, in other Warcraft news, we have a trailer for the movie.
I did see that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that movie.
Same here.
So excited for that movie. Like,
I was intrigued before I saw the trailer, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh.
I'm flipping giddy.
This is definitely something to take notice of.
I am giddy. The only complaint I have about the trailer is they show you Baby Thrall. And Baby Thrall is very green for continuity reasons. Except Doomhammer, his father, his mother are not. Yet there are going to be green orcs in this film.
Yeah, which kind of bugs me about continuity issues too. But Durotan and his wife, even in
We're
the
pretty sure.
original timeline, they never drank the demon's blood. And the demon's blood is
No,
what made them green.
In the original timeline, when they stopped being the clans and became the Horde, everyone had to drink the demon's blood or they couldn't go through. Durotan accepted it so he could move his clan somewhere else because Draenor was dying.
Yeah.
That's why he did it. He told his clan, this is not going to be a good thing for us, but we can overcome it, hold strong to our shamanistic roots, and let's hope we can find a new home. And that's one of the major plot points of the movie is Durotan working with the humans to stop the Horde and hopefully bring peace and give his people a home. I do have one complaint. Yeah. There are 3 characters, and as fast as the movie was going, I couldn't tell them apart. Medivh, King Leon, and Alduin.
Alduin?
Not Alduin. Well, the prince is named for him. The Prince of Stormwind is named after this character, and I can't remember.
Anduin.
So it's just when you said that, all that came to mind was Skyrim Dragon.
Yeah, Anduin. All 3 of them have shoulder-length dark hair and beards. And as fast as the trailer's going, the only time I know who's who is when they're all 3 in a room. And that's rarely seen. I can't tell them apart. I'm going through naming orcs, because like there are some orcs you just instantly recognizable. Like, oh, ooh, that's the Lich King. Ooh, there's Gul'dan. Ooh, that's Blackhand. Like, that's me during the trailer, like, noticing these orcs. And I'm excited.
Doomhammer!
Doomhammer and everything, and I'm just like, why can't I tell the humans apart? Why is racism working in the inverse today? And I play Alliance. I play a Worgen, so let's get that clear.
Allies suck. For the Horde!
I like the Horde, don't get me wrong, but I have a heart, like, you gotta understand, I played 1. I've played since Orcs and Humans.
I didn't play Orcs and Humans, but I have played since Warcraft 2. Like, when the original Warcraft...
Oh god, the Warcraft 2 stuff's even shadier than the Warcraft 1 stuff. They started raising the dead in Warcraft 2.
Yeah. That's where your Death Knights come from.
That's where first
or your first order of Death Knights.
First gen Death Knights come from there, yes.
Well, completely random question about Warlords. Do the first gen Death Knights make an appearance?
No. Well,
no.
Yes and no.
I know the Shadow Council is there.
Yeah, and the first generation Death Knights are the spirits of the Shadow Council put into human bodies. So yes, some of them do. Like your starting zone, you have to deal with Ner'zhul, who's the Lich King. Yeah,
Turon Gore and Cho'Gall. You deal with both of those.
Okay, well, yeah. You see them, but you see them before they're Death Knights. You see them in their orc forms, but not a lot. Like, I'm not even happy with what they did with Doomhammer in the Warlords.
Oh, I hated that. I hated that hardcore.
They introduce him, they kill him real quick, and they just give him Thrall's old model. I kid you not, he's using Thrall's old model, where every other orc has his beautiful new model. He has Thrall's old one.
I guess the only reason they did that is because of how short a time he was going to be in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in, what, all of 5 minutes?
Yeah. I think he's more involved in the Horde end of that, but It's not a lot. I've been meaning to create a shaman and buy me a level 90 boost, but I don't want to spend $60 on that. But I don't want to level a shaman right now, even though getting to 90 is nothing with heirloom gear. Love heirloom gear, by the way.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Okay, but we're tangenting. Let's move from Warcraft to StarCraft. StarCraft comes out...
Yeah, I am absolutely convinced that StarCraft and Warcraft take place in the same universe.
Well, according to Hearthstone, yes. They take place in the same micro-multiverse. But you could be right. They could be happening at different ends of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at the Silithids. What are the Silithids based off of?
The writings of...
Well, the writings of yes. But where else in Blizzard material do you see those exact monsters?
Well, you did during StarCraft 1, not so much in StarCraft 2 anymore, but let's go on. So, Legacy of the Void, the final expansion to StarCraft 2, launches Tuesday. I'm excited. It's probably something I'm going to play in my downtime, because I'm not going to let's play that, because I'm worse at RTSs than I am shooters.
Yeah.
But, it comes out Tuesday. We got a cinematic trailer, another cinematic trailer for that. That was pretty cool. Just kind of bringing everything together in the like what's happening in the story, what's going to be happening. You will not be playing. The story will not follow Zeratul. You will follow Artanis as he tries to save Ire, their homeworld, from the events of the last game. They did announce something cool. Here's the neat thing that's coming from BlizzCon for StarCraft. They're not doing any more expansions for 2, and they're wanting to extend the life. They're wanting this game to last pretty much as long as the gap between the end of StarCraft 1 to StarCraft 2. They really want there to be a need for a StarCraft 3, not a want for a StarCraft 3. And what they do here for this is they're adding mission packs, or new missions for the single player post this game that'll kind of fill gaps for characters. And they tease the first one being Nova. So Nova's going to get her own little mission pack. Now imagine these mission packs will play a lot like the prologue, the beta prologue that Zeratul had. So I'm okay with that. That was a good 5 hours of just playing for a StarCraft game. So I'm okay with these mission packs. I'm just curious if we'll have to pay for them or not.
Yeah.
Yay, DLC! Everybody rolling in money except for the gamers.
I would speak, but I have not played any Blizzard game other than Diablo 3, so...
Don't get me started on Diablo 3 this week.
I'm trying to avoid Warcraft because I know I would get sucked into it.
Yeah, WoW's an addiction. It's a $15 a month addiction, but it's an addiction.
WoW is a bloody monster.
It is. It is.
Which is why I'm staying away, far away.
Well, no, it is in a whole different sense than you get dragged in and you throw a lot of money at Blizzard. No, Blizzard, the way Blizzard works their games, they make you throw a lot of money at all their games. Like, they're really good about this brand thing. No, WoW's a monster because it simultaneously redefined and set an unattainable plateau for MMOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much so that it pretty much killed the genre.
Yeah, I would agree. Everything MMO related now is free to play. I mean, how long was ESO subscription? 2 months? 3 months?
4, I think.
4.
It was pretty much from the launch of the game to
On the PC until the console release, I
till the
think.
console release. Though they
Yeah.
made the announcement that they were going free to play 2 months before the console release. So yeah, that was an interesting thing. StarCraft's got a lot of good things. Hearthstone has a new adventure pack coming up. And for the first time not based on a dungeon in WoW. It's based on a faction in WoW. It's this pack centers around the League of Explorers and does some interesting things. The first wing of this pack, this adventure pack, launches this coming Thursday, which is awesome. So, yay! They're gonna do. That's gonna be an awesome reset. I look forward to playing with it. I still have to buy the other packs, but I'm trying to keep away from Hearthstone too much because I threw a lot of money at Heroes of the Storm. Speaking of Heroes of the Storm, let's talk about Heroes of the Storm. I
don't want to. I don't like MOBAs.
Honestly, Ryan, I don't like MOBAs either. I like Heroes of the Storm. It's fun. It's not complicated as complicated as most MOBAs. Like Dota and League are complicated. Like Dota and LoL are just aggravatingly complicated. However,
Well, no, never touched them.
However, I picked up Heroes, and it was quick. I had a lot of fun with it. I enjoyed it. I missed out that I didn't get to buy the Treasure Goblin mount, though. I had 16,000 gold for the 20,000 I needed, and the day after my birthday, it went off the store.
Huh.
Yep.
Oh.
It's okay. I needed to take a break from it anyway, and I might start playing it again. But they announced 3 new characters. One of them is Greymane, the leader of the Worgen faction. Looks like he'll play like an assassin class, because he uses a gun and a sword. And I think he has the ability to transform on the fly in the game. Like, you can play either, like, Worgen or human type thing. Another character was a Dryad. I forget her name. Like, she's the first of the Dryad. Looks like she's going to be another healer class. I wasn't really... Like, this is how much I care. I don't. Like, it's not... She's not a huge, like, character in WoW. I'm pretty sure she was in the War of the Ancients books, but even then, I don't know.
I can't remember any of the sub-race names right off the bat.
Well, like, yeah, she's a Dryad. She's a Druid.
Which means she's half deer.
Yeah, she's half deer. Lunara is her name. And now here's the interesting character they announced that just has me completely just confuddled. Cho'Gall.
Huh?
Yes, Ryan. Cho'Gall, the 2-headed.
So
ogre.
wait, they're making ogres playable in
Heroes of the Storm, yes.
Heroes of the Storm
But not
before
they'll never be
World of
playable in WoW.
Warcraft.
They'll never be playable in WoW. I don't think they will. No, here's the weird thing, Ryan. 1 hero, 2 players. You either play as Cho or Gall. And you have to balance things. It's a very heavy communication role. Like,
That just sounds like it's gonna be horrible.
like here's the problem is
Entirely
every article I've seen can only account to this is what we had to do as a team. We had to keep talking. And here's the funny thing: Cho has talents that buff Gall. Gall has talents that buff Cho. You have to balance your builds.
Yeah.
It's a very cooperative character.
see nothing but bad things happening for that.
Apparently, he's
Yep.
a lot.
I don't understand that character concept.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
too,
in their April Fool's thing, when they announced, ogres as a playable character, air quotes, they had it set up, the two-headed ogres set up like that. It's supposed to be two players to one
playing
character.
Yeah, I think that's where the idea came from. But this also helps for the other dynamic. Here, Cho'Gall will not be available in the store. In the in-game character store, you cannot buy Cho'Gall. Everyone who attended BlizzCon and anyone who purchased the virtual ticket had him added to their Heroes of the Store mechanic. When he goes live, you already own him. Here's how other people get him. You have to play with him. They made him an STD. People who don't have him, who play with you and you have them, will then unlock the character. And to encourage and to encourage you to do this, they encourage you to play 4 games, like every 4th game you play with him, whether it's with the same person or 4 different people, every 4th game they're going to give you a treasure bonus for using him. So you'll get more gold at the end of the match, every 4th match with him.
I haven't even played the game, and I know that is going to be a despicably terrible idea.
Well, it makes gold earning a lot better, because I think right now, on average, you only earn 100 gold per match, and it also encourages to get him out in that ecosystem. Eventually, it's going to get saturated to where enough people have him, and he's not playing. I mean, I doubt he'll be as bad as there are some characters that just don't see play, like the Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings just don't see play. I doubt he'll be that bad. Because from what I've heard about his abilities, he's really cool. Gall the Mage is very much this mid to long range, high damage character. And Cho can, if they come close, that's where Cho can excel. He can start pummeling and hurting.
Cho is the dumbhead, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Right, so who moves him? That's what I wonder.
Apparently it's like, I don't know. Because
my automatic assumption would be if Cho's the physical character,
he should have the auto attack option.
Yes. He should be the one that's actually moving the character across the screen.
I want to know how mana works.
Again, this just sounds like a horrible idea.
Seriously, I really want to test this character so badly, but the only way to test him against AI is to let an AI play the other half, and I don't like that idea either.
Oh.
The other big announcement they announced was arenas. Pretty much a free open point world that this, and I love how they ended the arena announcement, because they showed the team boards and they showed random slots, and then the last two teams they show were it's 6v6, is it but both teams were just, it's 5v5, both teams were all Illidan's.
Yeah.
Just to, pour some more salt on that. But it was pretty cool, and I enjoyed the trailer for it. But yeah,
just to say, see Cho'Gall, how he plays sounds similar to if you're playing Call of Duty and one person controlled the movement and the other person controlled the gun. It just sounds like it's going to go wrong in so many ways.
Well, you say stuff like that, and I've seen so many of these horror Let's Plays, where the Survivor horror Let's Plays, where it's one person's the mouse and the other person's the movement, stuff like that.
Oh.
Actually, I think Cho'Gall's live now. He's on the He's on the page, so I'll have to load up later and see if I have him. But
Yeah.
you either play as Cho or Gall, and they have their master skin's pretty cool. They're heavy, like they add a lot of armor for Cho, and Gall gets his mage hood, and then they have the Corruptor Cho Gall, which is actually kind of awesome looking. Here's the funny part: I forgot Gall was the Cyclops one.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, Cho'Gall just scares me. Like, just the thought of it. But how he spreads is interesting. I need to be trying out Artanis because I got him for free. Well, I got him for buying the deluxe edition of StarCraft 2, but there were other things that made me want that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Heroes got a huge announcement. It was pretty fun. There were absolutely no big announcements for Diablo. The biggest thing they announced for Diablo was patch 2.4 is going to add... The big things were we're adding set dungeons, and we're re-releasing old sets that are 6-piece sets now. And once you get these, you get like this clue, and then you go into this portal to this set dungeon, and you power up the set more. They're encouraging more set play, essentially. So, yeah, I'm not happy about it because sets only apply to anyone playing Torment 2 and up. I can't even touch, like, Torment 1 bothers me. Like, I can play that on the second to highest difficulty, which is Master, no problem. Put me on Torment, and then suddenly that game just becomes a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But I love Diablo's lore, so I don't hate on it too much. But Diablo didn't get no major announcements. No new expansion, and I think I know why they didn't do no new expansion. And that comes with Overwatch. Overwatch got a lot of good announcements. 3 new characters. A robot ninja. A female version of, essentially, the best way to describe her is she's this young girl who wears a parka, and her gun shoots ice and freezes enemies.
Okay.
So she's a female Captain Cold. And then there's Deva.
Yay, Arnie.
Diva is a professional gamer turned mech pilot.
Okay.
That sounds like the wet dream of every gamer on the face of the planet.
Shut up, she's my new favorite character.
Just more proof.
Like, I can't wait to play her. They also put the game out for pre-order. They did Legion the same way, but they announced 3 editions. There's your standard edition that you purchase, and then there's the Origins edition that comes with a whole bunch of skins, and I'm trying to remember, a whole bunch of skins and a whole bunch of stuff for the other games, including a Warcraft baby Winston pet, and Winston's the gorilla character. And then they announced the Collector's Edition, which I'm really excited for too.
I did see that they announced the console edition.
That's the other thing. Both the Xbox One and the PS4 will get that, and I think that's the reason they didn't do anything with
Diablo.
Yeah.
Diablo. Is because all 3 of these editions are supposed to launch simultaneously, right? And none of the Diablo editions did that. It was the PC edition came out first, then the console edition. And I know right now they're trying to patch in seasons to the console edition.
Yeah.
So I think after that happens, when we get seasons on the console edition, we will get an announcement for a new expansion, which will launch with. We'll have the game available PC standardly away from Diablo 3 and Reaper of Souls, and then there'll be this Diablo 3 expansion edition that has the previous 2 editions
Yeah.
for the consoles. That's the way they do it. Because I know for a fact that Diablo 3 alone did not do that great on consoles. But Reaper of Souls, the edition, did amazing on consoles.
Yep. I really enjoyed it. There was a Last of Us dungeon on PlayStation. It was quite cool.
So they're working on adding... I know, like, once we get seasons to consoles, I think that's when we can start expecting...
Yeah. New expansion.
Yeah. On top of that, they announced that Overwatch... The lore for Overwatch, which will not be told in-game, because it's a team-based shooter like Team Fortress 2.
They're pulling a Destiny.
No, Destiny's is all on the website, and Destiny's was supposed to be in-game. Remember?
Yep. Sorry, I got a bit muddled there.
No, they're self-publishing a graphic novel, which will tell the origins of Overwatch. They're going to do several, like, webcomic series for Overwatch as well, like online comics. Oh, and remember that beautiful cinematic trailer they launched last year for the game? The team that made that is going to be the one that looked like a Pixar movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
The team that did that's going to be doing animated shorts.
Oh.
Yeah. Each short's going to be standalone and not like connecting story
Connected,
arcs,
yeah.
But we're getting something. They pretty much said don't expect this to get the Diablo, StarCraft, and Warcraft treatment of novels because they feel like a visual medium is better for this story.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with that, like, a little bit. But they also did announce that they partnered with Random House for more books, so I'm excited. Which I think was why, because their original publisher was Pocket Star Books. At least it's who they used for Rise of the Horde. I don't know about the later stuff. But Random House and Del Rey Publishing are going to be getting future Blizzard novels. So, that. That actually covers BlizzCon. It was amazing. I'm still watching things. Like, I'm going back and rewatching panels that I've missed or that I didn't have time for with the virtual ticket. But I'm enjoying it. Like, if I had the money to go out to Anaheim, California, I would have done that. Because apparently they recreated the Slaughter Calf Inn and they were serving alcohol while you sit down with, like, the dev team to Diablo and discuss things. And I'm like, I love this idea. I want to go.
And why does money have to be really hard to obtain? I mean...
It's not hard to obtain. You just have to sacrifice your dreams and your desires and your free time to do it. And then when you actually...
Integrity. You forgot integrity. That has to go out the window, too.
And then when you act on it, and then when you act on those dreams, desires, and integrity, you lose said job. Alright.
Pretty much.
Which is why you get a career in the arts, make a whole bunch of money off that, and then just spend the rest of the time playing video games.
Graphic design is a flooded career pool. Like, graphic designers right now are right next to English majors at Starbucks.
Well, thank you.
Hey, I could have been meaner and said at McDonald's. I went for the stereotype.
Yeah. Well, technically I'm not either, although I have classes focusing in both.
No, yeah, you just decided to take the general studies degree and screw college.
No, well, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you, Morgan. You wanted to talk about games and TV this week.
Well, there has been a lot of news with games and TV. One of the big things is the fact that Fallout 4 is going to release in exactly 2 days for me. So
Stop rubbing it in. You and your time
well, technically
travel.
it's because it's just midnight and there's going to be a midnight launch. So, yeah. But I cannot wait. Also, strange thing, there has been an embargo on the review.
It's weird. Okay, yeah, I read about this.
Yeah, it's a review embargo. which is never been done.
Like, here's what they're saying. The way it read to me after I read the email, because Kotaku just went ahead and published the damn email that told them about the embargo, was
Yep.
at about, like, right about now-ish, yesterday, the first embargo lifted for, I think, written reviews. Written reviews could come out. However, about 6 p.m. on Monday, and that's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday, the visual embargo goes up. I may be wrong, but it seems like everyone's just waiting till Monday. Just to play it safe. And I get
also, the companion app was released, I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, I remember that. One of the YouTube channels I follow was just like, yeah, I woke up and it was there, and I'm like, go, found it, download.
Yep,
Morgan,
when he
look!
told me, I ran to the App Store, even though it was digital, but still.
That was me, I'm like, where's my phone?
Oh yeah, I had a few mini heart attacks when I read online that Game, pretty much the UK's version of GameStop, had cancelled multiple Pip-Boy pre-orders.
Oh my god.
I actually ran to Game, made sure that my pre-orders were still there. They are, thank goodness, and I paid off the rest, so I've definitely got them.
Yeah, I don't blame you for doing that. My pre-order is in the processing. The email says I should have it Tuesday. So I'm hoping it does. However, when I go to the order page on Best Buy, it doesn't say anything, so I'm still a little nervous. So hopefully Tuesday I'll get it. If I don't get it Tuesday, I'm not expecting it till Friday, which means I'm not going to be able to put videos up until next week, the week after launch. But we'll see. I'm excited.
Also, they released a launch trailer for the game, which was beautiful.
I was real happy with that because for the longest time, the launch trailers for both New Vegas and 3 were very male-centric. They gave the female protagonist her spotlight in this, and it was really good.
Yep.
And
one thing I love about Bethesda, every other kind of like big game company like Ubisoft, it's always cinematic trailers. This was a purely gameplay-centric trailer, and it was glorious.
Yep. Sure, that's probably it running on ultra settings, which
but
which
still,
a lot of people's complaints is that it don't look as good as advertised, and I'm like, hey, at least it's not The Witcher 3.
Hey, at least it's not Watch Dogs.
Oh god, yeah, that too. Watch Dogs did it worse than Witcher 3, but Witcher 3 got a lot more hate for it.
But it is really because The Witcher 3 is far too big. Watch Dogs was nowhere near as big.
Yeah.
But in other gaming news, I've played through Assassin's Creed Syndicate more. I am still really enjoying it. I finally got to play Halo 5, which, as you said, was amazing.
I love that game. It's so much fun right now.
Yep.
That's kind of what's eating my bandwidth, because my cousin who lives with us, this is the first time he's getting to play it, and he's playing it live with friends.
Yep.
It's fun watching the health indicator on OBS just rotate through stoplight colors.
I mean, I've done a little bit of the story mode, but I've done so much multiplayer, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God, I love Warzone. I haven't touched Arena yet.
Oh yeah. But no, what was really annoying though was I went on to the game mode where you only have one life. I kept getting teams that failed against 2 players on the other team.
That's why I stay away from that game mode. I'm not playing YOLO mode because I'm the guy who's like, YOLO!
Yep. But Warzone is like nothing I've ever played in anything.
I love Warzone.
It's so good. I could spend so many hours playing that, but all in all, Halo 5 was amazing. And yeah, as I said, Assassin's Creed is coming along really good. Story hasn't dipped or went ridiculous.
I may do a late checkout of Assassin's Creed. Like, I may be something where I'm like, I've got a gap. Let's play this one and see. Because I played through Unity. I didn't like Unity. I played through Black Flag.
No one liked Unity, really.
I played through Black Flag, and I just stopped in the middle of the ocean and listened to sea shanties.
I loved Black Flag.
I didn't care for Black Flag's plot. I loved the sea shanties. What?
No,
what are you trying
I
to
love Matt
say?
Ryan as the main character.
He wasn't bad. Like none of the voice acting is bad. It's just like I got so burnt on 3. Like I was the
Yeah.
guy telling people 3 is going to be this amazingly awesome game. And
Yeah.
then I was just like, I'm gonna go put myself in the stockade. The Rotten Tomatoes are there. You can come pelt me at any time. That's how I felt afterwards. I'm like, I lied to you guys. I'll take my punishment.
Yeah. I also played about half an hour of my little brother's Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and I hate to say it, it is the best one so far, and that is actually because it's had 2 or 3 years to actually develop
Yeah.
instead of
Well,
1.
But here's the thing: they're still dropping in sales numbers. It's not like
Oh, yeah.
a plummet, but it's a steady drop. I think the problem is the market's getting flooded with these competitive first-person shooters now.
Yep.
And,
I mean, Star Wars is coming out not too long after Fallout, and Fallout's coming out as well.
well, Fallout's not a competitive shooter, so Fallout's
Well,
not
yeah, but it's still going to take a lot of people's money.
that too. Like this has nothing to do with like I'm ignoring financial
Yeah.
on this statement. What I'm saying is there's CS:GO, there's Battlefront.
Yep.
And CS:GO's free, I think.
Halo.
There's also Halo.
Halo 2, and Halo has an esports scene, which they're
Oh yeah, it was their
deciding-
Halo had its biggest launch in history apparently,
according
which
to
amazed me.
Xbox, according to Microsoft, it's the biggest.
Yeah, according to
Halo,
Microsoft,
it's
yeah.
the biggest Halo to Halo.
I don't know how much I believe that, but
It's funny. I mean, you're like, okay, but Microsoft is now not basing any of their sales on. They're not basing their success record on sales of hardware anymore. They're basing it on
Yeah.
Xbox Live users. And dear Lord, I know like 6 of my friends are just on all the time using Netflix, so there's got to be thousands of people doing that.
yeah. But it kind of reminds me of how Destiny has still not released any of the sales numbers for Taken King.
Going to Activision, as big as they are, and it just hit me how big they are because guess what Activision did this week?
What?
Activision bought King Games.
Oh, what did they do again?
They bought King.
King. Yeah,
The makers of Candy Crush.
that's what it was. That's what that company did.
Activision bought Candy Crush.
Yep.
Now, this is also the parent company to Blizzard. They paid a lot more for Blizzard, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Activision is probably the biggest game publisher out there right now. Like,
Yeah.
that's frightening.
On PC, well, technically PC news, Valve decided, well, Gabe Newell more specifically, to say that Steam machines will kill off consoles, and he is very confident in that.
No, they
No.
won't.
No,
No.
that was my immediate thought.
It's a pretty pipe dream. It won't happen.
Yep.
Like, don't get
He
me
said
wrong.
it's because they're better than consoles, and they have the price point at even lower than consoles. And
Okay, yeah, that's great, but that's great. But you want to know why PC gaming is better than console gaming? Okay, I'm on a high-powered machine that can run at a better frame rate, and that can run better frame rate and graphics,
mhm.
and I have a high-speed internet, and I'm doing this all at one machine. All right, let's add this box that lets me move it to my TV, even though I can just plug my computer into my TV now, because that's a thing.
Yep.
Because there's no difference between an LCD monitor and an LCD TV.
I mean, I've got my PC plugged up to my massive TV right now.
Yeah, see? There's no difference in the way those work. It's just ports.
Yeah.
And
Watching the Skype call in 1080p.
Yeah, actually.
But,
Your profile pictures have never been clearer.
but,
Uh,
add a box that requires you to stream content over a local network, you're adding latency. On top of latency for a wireless control,
yeah.
a latency for your internet use. There's a lot of No, you're not going to beat a console
Yeah.
that way. Like, yeah, they've gotten better at fixing latency with wireless controllers, but that's because they both use a signal similar to Bluetooth, and Bluetooth is such a fast connection.
Yeah.
Like, but there's still that latency, because phones, every time they talk to each other, they're like, I'm going to take a minute. You can have this in 5. You could have had this in 1, but I'm going to take 2. Because I don't like you. I don't like the cutting your
pretty
jib,
much.
iPhone, even though I'm an iPhone also.
In other gaming news, this is just more of a personal thing. Koei Tecmo is going to be releasing Attack on Titan game, which we have known for a while, but they've been releasing more trailers and information, which has me excited.
Is it going to be based on just Season 1, or is it going to be like a side story?
I think it's going to be Season 1, because I had Eren and all that in the trailer, but they describe it as, we'll see how Hyrule Warriors was, like, you're a really strong character against armies.
Yeah.
It's flipping that around.
So you're a really weak character against a giant.
Well, not a really weak, but you're like a soldier in in amongst an army of AI against one massive boss. Well, multiple massive bosses.
Okay, so they're just cutting out the opponent, large armies for the opponents. You're
So
saying-
it's kind of like, oh god, what was that game on PS2?
Sengoku boss.
The one that every
Dynasty
fight
Warriors.
is a boss fight.
Oh, yeah. From the people who did Ico, they're doing Last Guardian. Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes.
Yeah, that game was beautiful and hard. I doubt it'll be that. The way he's saying is it'll play more like a Warriors game.
Yeah, but like they showed off the maneuvering gear, and it does just look like the perfect game for the show.
You know, I think
pretty much.
Like, well, that was me. I'm like, what's another game that you can use to tell like Warcraft stories? That's not an RTS or an MMO. And I'm like, a warrior type game would work.
Yeah,
That would be perfect.
I mean,
for
Koei Tecmo killed it with Hyrule Warriors.
Yay,
I think.
Warcraft, the Soul Calibur edition.
Well, Soul Calibur's a fighter, which it's
Yeah.
funny because there's a teaser in one of the maps of Overwatch that has this like arcade that just is filled with references, and one of those is a Heroes of the Storm fighter game, and people are like, "Please make that, please make that." Blizzard's like, "Nope, we're not gonna make a fighting game. We think it'd be cool, but we're not gonna do it. We're a little busy right now. We've got new IP to launch."
But yeah, I am excited for that. In TV news this week, Arrow was awesome. Constantine was in it, and that just made me squeal. But yeah, it was an awesome episode. Blah blah blah. Flash had an awesome episode yet again. Supergirl much better than the first episode,
It's
although I
getting
feel
better.
like they're
Like,
I feel like they're trying to rely too much on Superman characters though, which they said they weren't going to do.
well, Hank Hanshaw, I think, is going to be an issue. Her aunt is just a Rule 63 Zod.
Yep.
But-
Jimmy Olsen.
Well, no, Olsen's needed. Olsen is just as much as an important character to Supergirl as he is Superman. People forget they dated in the original continuity.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm hoping they don't add like young Lex Luthor, because of that. There's that storyline for Supergirl as well. She dated Lex for a while. But as for other stories, I don't see how they can continue past this season and not introduce Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually about to say that. Who's going to play Superman on Supergirl?
Well, they
Are
already...
they going to get Henry Cavill to go and do it?
Henry Cavill? No. I doubt they'll get... Like, it's not even supposed to tie into these movies. Because this is a established Superman. Like, Supergirl didn't appear until he was 25 and had been doing the job for a few years.
Yeah.
So this
Which is funny because I was pretty sure that Clark Kent wandered the world for a decade after he turned 18 before he put on the suit.
He did some like it depends on the origin story you read. It's either a decade or it's 5 or 6 years, but it's like one origin story has him actually going to college and then wandering for 2 years before getting the job at Daily Planet, taking up the mantle. Another story has him wandering for 10 years without going to college, and
Yeah.
and then there's just one story that's just like, about 5 years of wandering the Earth, figuring out who he is, and then deciding to be Superman. And then there's the Earth 1 storyline, which makes me laugh. It's just like, here's a cure for cancer. We'll give you $600 million to work for us. I'll think about it. Wow. You're the fastest athlete I've ever seen. We'll give you a $6 million contract. I'll think about it.
I recently read that for the first time.
I like this Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane character. I'm going to go work for the Planet for less than $6 million. I'm just like, well, at least he's doing the right thing.
Yeah, just to backstep quickly, Flash was really good because it keeps setting up the main villain to be really awesome.
Oh, do you understand what Zoom is? Like, I am a Flash fan. I've been a Flash fan since Wally West took over the mantle, and I went back and read as much Barry Allen stuff as I could. Zoom is not the Zoom from the original comics. The original Zoom was a man who was accidentally addled by the Speed Force, receiving it, but it drove him mad. This Zoom is the Black Flash, the living embodiment of death in the Speed Force.
Yeah.
And he hunts and kills speedsters. Which is funny because that's the god role they give to Flash in Justice League Darkseid Wars.
Yep. Comics really like to mirror TV, and TV really likes to mirror comics.
No. The original God of Death in the New Gods was he was this weird skier thing, and he was really fast. And that's the parallel they're drawing, is they're both quick characters. That, and if you read Final Crisis, that kind of tied in there. In other TV news, I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it wasn't as this week.
Much of a departure from the usual formula as last week's episode was, but it did have an awesome twist.
What was the twist?
And
who's a Skrull?
Pardon?
What was the twist? Wait, who's a Skrull? That's what I'm expecting the twist to be.
Oh, no, it was the identity of Lash.
Oh, they revealed who Lash was?
Yep.
That's cool. I'll have to watch
and
it. This is the first one I've missed this season.
Yeah, the last on the list is Doctor Who.
I need to sit down and watch that this season. I'm so behind.
Yeah, this episode, it felt more like a Monster of the Week kind of thing compared to the last.
The first 4 being two different two-parters.
Yeah, this is going to be a two-parter as well, but those felt like much more in-depth and like, I don't know.
You felt like you needed to watch the second part to finish.
Yeah. This one, I'm like, I could watch it, but it's not something like, I really want to watch the next one. It just felt like Monster of the Week. The Zygons are back. Oh no, stuff's happening. I'm excited to see the next part, kind of, but it wasn't as good as the last 4. And, 2 quick movie things. There were Doctor Strange set photos released, and apparently they're doing the origin story throughout the movie, I believe.
Good. It's an intriguing origin story. It's not a terrible one.
Yeah. And a lot of information has been released for Fantastic Beasts and where to find them.
Yeah, that was interesting. We finally got some set photos from that. It's going to be on the cover of Entertainment Weekly, I think. Or Empire, one of the two. So yeah, we're getting a lot of information about that. I'm kind of excited for that movie. I forgot about it. That's how much it slipped off my radar. I'm mad that another one of the official prequel stories is going to West End. Like, she's writing a a theatrical play.
Yeah, play.
Which, hey, that's great and all, and I can't wait. But how long until that shit comes to the States? Or or they make a video play performance? Because I'll watch that too.
And I mean, I can't go to England, so if you could bring that to Scotland, that'd be awesome as well.
It'll probably tour after its first few months on the West End.
Yeah.
You want to know what's funny? This will probably be one of the few there's not a lot of West End productions that open in the Globe. I imagine this could open in the Globe.
Yeah.
But.
And I think that's all I have for TV and movie news.
Go back to the list. We already talked a lot about Fallout 4.
Oh, I'm so excited though.
You kind of covered yeah. I'm so pumped.
I even got my limited edition loot crate.
Yeah, I saw the stuff in there. I'm not upset that I didn't get it.
Yeah. But I am happy I did.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I love the flag. Like, that Brotherhood of Steel flag looks awesome. The dog meat plush was cool. I want the hoodie, but I can go order the hoodie from their web store.
Yeah, but that's my new hoodie.
But those are the three things. Like, those are the three things that make it worth having.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff is just okay.
Yeah, I've been trying my hardest to avoid all the leaks that have been coming out for that game. I want to be shocked and amazed, and I don't want any of that spoiled.
Especially when the launch trailer kind of confirmed a plot point that I knew was going to be in here. Like, you knew it was going to be a plot point because the third game kind of set it up. You just didn't realize it might be one of the major plot points to the game.
Which plot point are you referring to?
Synths, the underground robot railroad.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it seems like the Brotherhood wants to wipe them out. That weird ghoul dressed as a redcoat wants them dead too. Like, they're really setting up the Institute to be the bad guy. And knowing a Bethesda game, it's not that black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Fallout 3, it's that black and white. Brotherhood good, Enclave bad. But...
Yep.
But that quest particular wasn't that black and white, especially when you do that quest in full proper and you go find all the clues about where Harkness is in 3, you realize that it's not that black and white.
Yeah.
And this still kind of confirms one thing. Everyone around were saying, hey, you may or may not be... Like, one of the things where, like, when they confirmed that Vault 111 does cryostasis, I'm like, that's nice. That's cool. Does that mean we're not an android? And a lot of people were like, it probably means we're not an android. And I'm like, that's sad. And then they showed this trailer, and I'm like, you know what? We're probably an android. I'm not giving up on this theory. The main character probably has some poor sap's memory.
Hmm.
And they were activated remotely in Vault 111.
See if you just spoiled the plot point for me.
Well,
No, see if I am actually expecting this and then it actually happens. I am going to find you.
Well,
and I will kill you.
I jumped to this theory too. I can't say it will happen. A lot of people don't think it will. I want it to. Like, there's, like, the launch trailer alone was filled with Blade Runner references.
Even had the Blade Runner gun in New Vegas.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll bring it back. But, like, some of the stuff they've been posting on their BattleNet blog has made me happy. They gave us a sampling of the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. And they revealed who one of the singers in the game is going to be.
Yeah, an NPC. You'll like this one, Ryan, because I know you're kind of just listening. An NPC character who will be a lounge singer-esque character, and who
Yep.
And the actress for
Called
this
Magnolia, I believe.
Magnolia, whose actress is actually a Grammy-winning singer, wrote 5 new songs for the original songs for the game. Will be
Yep.
played, and the songs have been performed by Linda Carter, aka the original Wonder Woman actress. Yeah, I'm like, damn it. Even like, and here's the thing: Linda Carter's a beautiful woman, and I heard the song they released to tease it, "Good Neighbor," and I'm just like, damn it, now she can sing. I'm even more attracted to her. This is not fair. Like,
Yeah.
I have a problem. Literally, if I was ever meet a real life siren, I'm screwed. Just leave me there. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. She's singing to me. It's beautiful. I'm happy. Go away.
And it sounds like you're going to be enthralled enough just hearing her sing in the game.
No, I'm enthralled enough because she's gorgeous and she played Wonder Woman.
Fair enough.
Like, that's been like, I can't think of anyone.
Didn't she play Wonder Woman with pants, though?
No, she played Wonder Woman in a one-piece swimsuit.
Okay.
Like,
I couldn't remember if that was the Wonder Woman they gave pants to or not.
oh, they did that for the attempted pilot trailer. And
Oh, yeah, and who was playing Wonder Woman in that one again?
I can't remember, but I remember she played she had a role in Smallville, so I didn't like hate her as an actress. It was just thing.
Yeah.
What, the girl who's playing Wonder Woman in the upcoming movies?
No, this was the pilot for a failed pilot for the show, and they gave her pants a little bit, but
Oh!
you only saw them once, and then the
Yeah.
pilot failed. Like, no one wanted it.
Yeah, wasn't it the person who's playing Mockingbird in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I think so. I don't remember.
Well, yeah, anyway.
I don't really want to look it up. No, yeah, they did some music, they did some voice stuff. One of my favorite Bethesda Net stories is the Fallout 4 Lego dog meat and power armor. Someone rebuilt the garage from the poster in Lego.
Yep, it was incredible.
Looks gorgeous. Love
Yep.
Legos. Like the art, like like here's the funny thing: everything about it, dog meat, the settings, even the Volt Boy bobblehead in there, all of that looks awesome. I'm not big on the armor though. I'm like, it's like, eh. It's probably the best they could do with Lego because the helmet looks funky.
Yep. Oh yeah, there has been more news for the actual game as well. Apparently, the more you go up in difficulties, the more legendary enemies will appear. They have unique loot with unique properties and all this other kind of stuff.
I remember them.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember them talking that legendary enemies will spawn. That's good, but like, I doubt it's like 100% unique loot. Because I'm curious as to how the named weapons are going to work in here. And my hope is they're these beautiful weapons that can't be customized.
Yeah.
And they're more powerful than whatever you do to customize a weapon.
Yeah.
Like, say, okay, the laser rifle. The rare named laser rifle in Fallout 3 belonged to Little Billy in Little Lamplight, and it was called the Wazer rifle because he had a list.
Yep.
And it did about 10 more damage than the standard laser rifle. Well, the way I see that is that gun you can't break down. You can't take the base away and add things to it. Whereas the laser rifle, you can use that base and create something bigger and better. I do have a feeling though that the laser musket's going to be a very standard weapon for a lot of people. Mostly because
I don't know.
Well, mostly because, I'm out of ammo. No, I'm not. I still have the laser musket. Crank, shoot,
Fair enough.
cover. Because they did say there's a cover system to this game. But
Yep.
And how that works is you just run up to something and you'll take cover.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Yeah, Fallout 3 cannot get here quick enough.
4.
Fallout 3.
Fallout 4. I've been actually playing 3 to kind of bide my time.
Yep.
I reinstalled it.
I've been trying to throw myself into Halo and Syndicate to pass time.
Yeah, I reinstalled it on my PC, and I've been trying to finish Point Lookout because it's the only one of the DLCs I haven't finished on the PC edition. I'm just playing through killing things. It's a lot of fun. Yay!
Yay!
But yeah, it's only a few days away, and
It seems like it's forever. Like it seems like the closer
I
it gets,
know.
the longer it's taking.
Russell, it's 1 day, 23 hours, and so many minutes. I can't wait.
Add 5 to that. Add 5 hours to that for me.
Yep. I know. I don't mean to make it worse,
I
but
know,
oh my
but-
goodness.
I know.
Do you know what makes it worse, actually? Apparently my cousin's supposed to be getting it tomorrow because he ordered it online, and it's this early delivery service.
Don't start me on delivery right now.
Oh, I know, but I am gonna break into his house and steal it. I'm not kidding you.
Like, what happened? Well, my cousin in a wheelchair broke down my door, hit
Yep.
me, took my
I Falcon punched it.
took my copy of Fallout and ran.
Well, wheeled.
I was that close to saying it. That close to saying it.
Oh no! You should have seen the conversation we had. It's about Chessie killing a spider with a ball bat, and I'm like, it's just like, and he was just like, I couldn't do that, and I'm like, you have a wheelchair, you could have just ran it down.
Oh yeah. I don't think it's only been a few months since the brain operation. I'm allowed excuses.
Months. I thought it was weeks.
It's been a while. It's been a while now.
Yeah, it was the 17th of September, so it's
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so I'm going to announce this here. I'm going to re-announce it on a vlog I'm going to release Monday as well.
Yeah.
So for the Let's Play Robo Luchador is doing for Fallout, I have 2 extra mystery minis. I can tell you exactly what they are. They are Nerd Rage and Black Widow. They're perks.
Ooh.
I'm giving them away. During the first 2 episodes of the Fallout series, I will start with a trivia question. You put the trivia question in the bottom. The question pertains to one of them. One will be like a history question. That'll get you Nerd Rage. And the other one will have something to do with a very dangerous female character. Haven't decided which one yet. Still working on my questions, but I will have them before Monday. And
Yeah, I'm gonna try and win both of those, you know.
And, well, if no one comments by the time the week's over, you
Yeah.
may get them by default. But I want to give people a fair amount of time to win these. I'm going to give
Yeah.
them away. You just have to comment, be the first person to comment in the video with the answer. I will message you on Facebook through the channel and be like, I need an address. Everything else is taken
Yeah.
care of. Just give me an address.
Aye.
But yeah, we're giving away 2 Funko mystery Fallout Funko mystery minis, Nerd Rage and Black Widow perks.
Awesome.
Because I have extra from trying to collect the Death Claw from GameStop.
I want that.
What?
I want that.
The Death Claw? Yeah, eventually I broke down and bought it off eBay.
Aye.
Which I don't understand why it was expensive as it was. Because
Yeah.
the way they did this series, and this qualifies for the same thing as the GameStop one, all the figures have a 1 in 12 possibility. So when you order a box of 12, you're guaranteed the whole set.
Yeah.
Like, but no, because the female player character the Deathclaw and the Pyromaniac perk were GameStop exclusives, we're going to make them more valuable. Like, I'm already mad enough with Funko over these Sci-Fi Mystery Mini Series 2 because I thought they were going to keep that. You have a 1 in 12 chance for every figure. Nope. And Godzilla's 1 in 32, and he's one of the 3 I want. But if you get me started, Bender. Bender's more. The 3 I want, Bender, Voltron, and Godzilla, are all way too rare.
Yeah.
But I have opened one already, and I got Captain Kirk from a Muck Time, so I'm okay with that. Means I may go back and look for the Spock now. From Series 1. Just to have them fight. But yep, I have Captain Kirk from my favorite Star Trek episode. The one where him and Spock fight to the death.
Yeah. Yeah, I have something to quickly add to film news. Well, it's not film news, more of an opinion. I hate Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I read about that. And
he said he would rather commit suicide than play Bond again. And yeah, he said to the next Bond actor, you better not be SHIT. But what really annoys me is he said he'd rather kill himself, and then apparently he signed up for the next Bond film. So
he hasn't officially signed on for anything. The producer's saying we'll probably get him back. And apparently he went on a morning show and clarified it. He was like, yeah, what I said was bad. It was out of context. But it's like when you're running a marathon and you're 20 feet from the finish line and someone walks up to you and goes, hey, you ready to run another marathon? You're just like, you. I'd rather die than run another marathon.
Yeah.
You're so damn tired. Like, that's how he equated it. And he's right. And all the drama over that is just weird.
I know. I just still generally hate him, but that's just me.
Like, it's bad PR for the movie. Am I still going to watch this movie? Yes. Is he still a better Bond than Timothy Dalton? Yes.
I have not seen Timothy Dalton.
Alright, dumb question. Who in God's name is Timothy Dalton?
Exactly!
He played Raslin in the fourth David Tennant Doctor Who movie.
No idea.
Like who?
Okay, the Doctor Who, the last 2 Doctor Who movies with David Tennant, the ones that had the Master, he played the immortal Time Lord that showed up at the end. The one that they tried to use to move the Gallifrey into Earth's orbit.
Oh, yeah, yep.
That's Timothy Dalton. He's a great
I thought his name was Razalon.
Razalon. He's a great actor. He was just shit as Bond.
Yeah. The reason I don't remember, it didn't click straight away was because I, had to get surgery a day after watching the Doctor Who special, so I don't remember too much of it.
The Master ones were good.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Yeah, fun times.
I felt bad about that because they're like, oh, the thing that will kill you will knock 4 times, and he's like, that's what the Master hears is the 4 beats. He's like, the Master's gonna kill me. The Master's gonna kill me. And then there's Donna Noble's grandfather knocking on a door, 4 straight knocks. You're just like, oh, that's just evil. Because we all loved that character.
Yeah, I'm watching through Doctor Who again, so I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna actually watch it.
The specials aren't on Netflix.
They aren't?
So, outside of the 50th anniversary and the worst Christmas special ever, have they done anything with Gallifrey? Because I've not been keeping up. They saved Gallifrey. They said where it was at one point, but that's the last I heard of it.
The location of Gallifrey was a lie. It's not there. He doesn't know where Gallifrey is. He's still looking for it. Though Missy may know where it is, she's not telling. Which I don't think she does.
Oh, wait, they might have the specials on Netflix, because UK and US Netflix are different. You guys get so many more shows than we do, but we may get like 1 or 2 more Doctor Who things. I don't know.
I know they still haven't added the Stars season of Torchwood.
Yeah.
But
So wait, did BBC drop Torchwood and Stars pick it up?
the last season that aired was aired simultaneously on Stars and BBC. Stars in the U.S. and then a week later on BBC in England.
Huh.
The reason being was they censored it a little bit more on the BBC because Stars was a more risque version. I.e., we got to see a lot of naked men rubbing against each other.
So,
I can't remember if I got to see the last season or not. I may or may not have. I'm gonna have to check, because that's gonna bug me.
5, the 11th hour, season 4, Voyage of the Damned. Okay, so the season 4 is still Donna Noble. Nope, the movies are tacked on to season 4. The Next Doctor, Planet of the Dead, Waters on Mars, and End of Time 1 and 2 are all there.
Awesome.
Packed on to the end of season 4, which is kind of where they fit. Like, even though they're considered like season 4.5.
Yeah.
Because season 4 had an amazing ending.
Yep.
Like, Stolen Earth and Earth's Journey's End were brilliant episodes.
Yep.
Speaking of Netflix, I am watching one of their original anime series. I've been watching Seven Deadly Sins, and it's really good.
All right.
Like, I recommend it if you like a high fantasy setting, but and shonen anime, this is for you. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
The main cast consists of I call him a dwarf, but he's apparently in his 30s, and he looks like he's 14. Main character, who's possessed by a demon, an immortal thief, a fairy king who sometimes appears to be a fat man, a giantess who has a crush on the character possessed by a demon, but he's not interested in her, a naive princess who's bringing them all together, and they just revealed... Oh, and the fifth sin is a walking encyclopedia with no emotion. I'm not quite sure...
Another paragraph that I never expected to hear.
A walking encyclopedia with no emotion? Well, he refers to humans as humans, so I don't think he's human, but I don't know what race he is yet. And they use a lot of fantasy races in this. And his armor was like this massive beast of an armor. And then they just introduced King Arthur and Merlin from Camelot, and Merlin's a woman and a member of the Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay.
And she's the sin of... I think she's the sin of sloth. I can't remember. Some of their sins don't make sense. Like, the main character is the dragon sin of wrath. The giantess is the serpent's sin of envy. The fox sin of greed. The grizzly sin of sloth, I think, is that one. No.
How is sloth grizzly?
I don't know. That's where it stops making sense. And then it's the ram skin sin of lust. And I think she's... Yeah, Merlin's gluttony.
I don't lust for lambskin.
The ram sin of lust. Yeah, I think their markings are more based on Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Well, I had to think about it for a minute, and the only one that doesn't make sense is bear, because there is no bear in the Chinese calendar.
Yeah. But yeah, I really don't think I've ever lusted for lambskin.
Well, I'm not lamb skin, the lamb sin.
Oh, lamb sin. Oh, I've never lusted for lamb either.
Yeah, the ram sin is what it's called. They each have a marking based on that animal.
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound quite interesting.
It's really neat. Wow, we've really went on. It hasn't felt like we've felt that bad of an episode. Like, I'm happy.
Yep.
We got
Yep.
15 minutes left. How do we kill time? Where'd Ryan go again? Ryan, are you still there?
I am. I'm just being extremely quiet.
I know.
I've actually been thinking recently that Netflix should try and get a hold of a license to produce a Star Trek series.
I think they tried.
I think it'd be... Huh?
I think they tried.
Oh.
CBS is the really not letting go of it. It's the whole androids and STO again.
Yeah.
I have a little
You
personal
do
look at
get
it.
an Android bridge officer if you have a lifetime subscription, but you cannot play an
Yeah.
Android.
Yeah.
I have an unrelated little note to add. The Constantine episode of Arrow apparently skyrocketed the ratings, and I really hope something comes of that.
You hope for a Constantine spin-off on the CW? Or maybe on
I don't know.
Netflix?
People can dream.
No, I'm with you. Because they teased a plot line, and then it never happened, and I really want to know what's going to happen with the Helmet of Fate.
Yep. But do you know what was hilarious? Do you know what they did in the episode of Arrow?
What?
He was performing this ritual. Yeah. He said for someone to go get him a dead peacock feather. He then scratched his back and with it and threw it away. What is NBC's symbol?
A peacock feather.
It's peacock.
Yeah,
And he scratched his back
That's
with a
funny.
dead peacock feather.
I love stuff like that. Even though every
Yep.
time I hear the number 52, I do get angry.
I.
Oh, headphones went down. I can't hear you guys.
Oh.
There's a short in my extension cord. That's bad. There's a short.
Why do you hate the number 52?
DC doesn't know how to not beat a dead horse.
Hmm.
Let me explain to you. When they first started playing around with that number, it was a comic series called 52. They published a full 22-page issue every week for a year. I loved it. I read every issue. It was one of the best things they've done. To date, still one of the best things they've done. They did Countdown, which counted down from 52. Did the same thing, had a really interesting storyline. Wasn't as good as 52 itself, but it was still pretty good.
Yep.
And I enjoyed it. And ever since they did the whole new 52 multiverse, they've been throwing the number around like it's some sort of importance. Like it's funny, and everyone wants to hear it, and you enjoy hearing it. And yeah, for the first few times post-Countdown, seeing it in multimedia stuff made me laugh. Now,
It's funny. We're at 1 hour 52 minutes.
Damn you, 52! Literally.
Oh, wait. Just wait a few more seconds. 1 hour, 52 minutes, 52 seconds.
That's the call. And that's the call, right? I just realized that's not the show time. We're at minute 48.
Okay.
We're at an hour 48 in the broadcast time.
No, don't say that. It's 52, okay?
Not yet, it's not. Because they're going to look at the timer on the YouTube thing and be like, no, it's not.
You lied to us.
Exactly. No, I just got tired of it. They used it in the first episode, and I can't remember how. And then when the alien was in that facility, they're like, "I got an intruder on level 52." I'm getting sick of it. Let it die. Let it die.
Well, it's like George Lucas does the
that
same
little
thing.
poke at NBC just made my day.
Yeah.
And the episode made my day, but yeah.
What was it George Lucas does?
There's this one number that he repeats over and over in his work, and it's 1138. And I forget what that...
I just have a list of I have this list of lines from Star Wars coming to me. Yeah, we have a transfer from Detention Block 1138. I'm like, why did that line just pop in my head? And then there's others just like, son of a bitch, he does.
Man, Stephen King's hard up on the number 19.
Stephen King's also hard up on making sure he makes an appearance in every one of his books. If not an appearance, referenced by his fictional pen name.
Richard!
Yep. Because you want to know how... I actually had a conversation about that. My cousin's watching Haven, which is based off Stephen King work, and they've already mentioned Richard in the series, and I'm like, that's great. But they mention him in the past tense, like they found something by him in the past.
Yeah.
A lot of people for the longest time thought he was going to be like the end.
Yeah, I forget where I saw it, but Stephen King actually said that Richard Bachman died of the cancer of the pseudonym.
He says that, yet he still appeared in some of his later books since saying that.
Yeah.
But no,
Well, no, but
I know a lot
as
of people.
far
I know a lot of people thought he was gonna pop up in that he was gonna pop up as part of the end game in the Dark Tower series. He didn't, thank God.
no, but Stephen King was in it.
Yeah. To defeat my purpose, yes, they both appeared in it. Stephen King himself and his alternate persona that he's created for his books. Both of them appeared in the were referenced in the Dark Tower series, but yeah. Like Stephen King puts himself in all his books using this enigmatic character.
Yeah. Hey Russell, do you know what time it
Writers
is?
have an ego trip going on, so
I do too, but
I mean,
generally
we
don't
like playing God.
Russell,
Yeah.
That's kind of why we
do you know what
write.
time it is?
Give it a minute.
It's 12:52.
Give it a minute. Well, according to OBS, we've been broadcasting for 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 30 seconds. And
Yep.
now the broadcast time has hit 1:52 on YouTube.
Oh yeah, but the actual time it is 12:52 a.m.
7:52 here. Stop
Oh,
rubbing
yeah.
this. Stop rubbing this into my face. We're going to end the show now.
I'm 5 hours.
On that note, since we're all since New 52 should be the end of everything.
No, not another reboot. Not another reboot. I still haven't started the Marvel one yet, which I love.
You should reboot the podcast when you reach the next 52.
We thought about doing that because 52 was our first birthday special.
Oh.
But yeah, I love what happened with Secret War and Marvel. All the Secret War books are on sale already, and some of them in their second issues.
Yeah.
Yet Secret War's not going to end till December.
Man, they've really dragged that out. I mean,
Yeah.
DC like ended Convergence in less than a month, I think.
It was 2 months.
Alright, 2 months. But
Yeah.
it's still going.
Yeah, it doesn't end to December. They extended it an additional 2 months.
Ay.
So this is how they resurrect Wolverine, huh?
Pretty much, yeah. They said a lot of characters that died are going to be resurrected. Some characters are getting straight reboots. Like, the Fantastic Four is getting a straight reboot, but
Yeah,
Reed Richards is going to be evil.
I did see that.
They're playing to the ultimate Reed Richards. I think Spider-Man's an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't really picked up Spider-Man's books yet. I have them. I haven't read them yet. Doctor Doom's not disfigured anymore.
Oh,
Yeah. And he's a super sorcerer. But that's
Okay.
always been the case. He almost ripped the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme from Doctor Strange.
okay.
Yeah, they're rebooting a lot. Like, true reboots for Marvel. This is the first time it's happening, too. So I'm interested to see. But I do stand by one thing. I think they need to get Dan Slott off Spider-Man after this first 12-issue run, because...
See, a lot of people would disagree with that.
Well, I imagine his stuff's going to start getting stagnant. That and... After the hate mail of, Superior Spider-Man? Yeah, I kind of want him gone too. Like, I don't hate
Apparently,
his
a
writing.
lot of people love that as well.
Apparently, like, I don't hate his writing. I just want to see what someone else could do with the character.
Yeah.
Me,
I
I'll
mean,
do
I've,
it.
I've
I'll do
never
it.
read any of his work. I've not read any of the Spider-Man comics. I've heard a lot of people
He picked
say
up
such things.
sometime before Spider Island, but Spider Island's his best work in my opinion.
Yeah.
But okay, we need to end it. We're getting close to 8 o'clock, and I don't like going past 8.
Yep. And it's almost 1 o'clock over here.
Yeah. So,
I'm tired.
Yeah, Morgan kind of needs to go to bed. So
Thank you for watching
Yeah.
/ listening. Because, hey, we have a video now. Thank
Yeah.
you for watching / listening. You can follow me at robo_luchador.
you
You can follow me at
Chosen.
Speed. Oh, sorry.
Okay, try that again, you two. Ryan?
At Button the Chosen.
Morgan.
At Elusive Speed.
Thank you all for coming out. We'll see you next time. Same time, same place.
Hail Cthulhu!
That's
Scotland!